This YouTube funnel tripled my business revenue in the first 12 months, and the same system tripled it again in the years since. So if you're an expert, a coach, a consultant, someone who sells what they know, and you've been thinking about YouTube but wondering how it's actually supposed to turn into revenue, I'm about to connect every dot for you, from the first video someone finds all the way to a booked call, step by step, so that you can build the whole system for your business. But before we jump into it, there's just one rule that this entire funnel needs to live by. Every video you make has to be for one person only, your ideal client, the person who has the problem that you can help solve. But here's the catch. You need to reach that one person at 2 different points in time, because the version of them who doesn't know your thing exists and then the version who's ready to hire you are looking for very different things on YouTube. And I would see this all the time with my first round of YouTube to Clients Academy students. They'd come into the program, build out their content plan, but almost every video was aimed at people who already knew that the solution exists. So a financial planner would make videos about Roth conversion ladders, inherited IRAs, and RMDs. Good content, almost no one's searching for it. So the financial planner here is so deep in his own expertise that he forgot most people have no idea that these things exist. Meanwhile, hundreds of thousands of people are typing in, how can I get money out of my 401k into YouTube? Same ideal client, just earlier in their journey. They've got the problem, they just have no idea a Roth conversion ladder or even a financial planner is the answer. That's the difference between problem aware versus solution aware. So problem aware just means that they feel the pain, but they don't know the fix. Solution aware means they already know the fix and they're searching for content to help them do that. So you need videos for both. Solution aware viewers are a smaller pool that converts fast. Problem-aware viewers are the much bigger pool that fills the top of your funnel. And seeing my students struggle with this concept early on is what really pushed me to build the system that I'm about to show you. But even targeting both stages of the buyer's journey doesn't really help unless you have a system that moves someone from problem-aware to solution aware, and then ultimately to, how do I work with this person? Now, this always reminds me of back in school during PE class. We always had to do the relay race. 4 staggered runners, 1 baton. You could have the fastest kids in school on your team, but if the baton doesn't get passed, you lose. And most YouTube channels aren't even running a relay at all. Every video just runs its leg and stops. The viewer watches, gets some value, but then has nowhere to go, so they leave and you never see them again. But I built a system that fixes that. So every video is one runner. It runs its leg, then it passes the baton to the next video, which passes to the next, all the way to the finish line, which is a booked call. I call this the binge-to-booked relay. 4 stages, 1 job each, in sequence. So now let me show you how each leg of the relay works, starting with the one that kicks off the whole race and fills your funnel with tons of your most ideal clients. So the top of your funnel is where your problem-aware content lives. Remember, these are the viewers who they know something's off in their business or in their life, but they don't know what the fix is yet. They're not looking for you, they're just looking for answers. So the top of the funnel's job isn't to convert to a sale. It's to get watched by the right people, then to pass the baton forward. That's it. And the types of videos that work at this stage are generally the broadest, most searchable topics in your space. Videos that explain why a problem's happening, myth-busting, 5 mistakes type formats. Big picture frameworks that reframe how someone thinks about their situation, industry predictions, that kind of thing. So sticking with our financial planner example, this isn't how to set up a Roth conversion ladder. This is just how to retire early on low income or why you're broke. Those are the kinds of things that people are already typing into YouTube at this stage. And then they click because of the topic, not because of you. Now, I want to bring this up right now to clear up any confusion. Because these topics are broad, they will attract your perfect clients, yes, but they also may attract others who aren't so perfect too. And that's fine. That's the nature of casting that wider net at the top. Each stage below this one is gonna filter out the bad fits naturally. Okay, so what makes a really good first leg video? There's 3 things. Your ideal client's already wondering about this on their own. The video is about a situation or a problem, not a method for fixing it. And the content delivers full value without you ever referencing your own process or offer. So when we're talking about this overall funnel relay, the important part is how you end the video. Specifically, what do you tell the viewer to do next? This is called your call to action. So you don't want to waste this with a, be sure to like and subscribe. That's not really going to do anything for your channel. And at this stage, you also don't want to send them to your website. YouTube doesn't really like losing viewers off the platform. And besides, you just met this person. This is a stage 1, so they're not ready for that yet. All you need to do at the end of a top of funnel video is verbally tell them that this next video is somehow the next logical step or the missing piece that they need to understand next. And that next video just so happens to be a middle of funnel video. Mid-funnel videos are where they start to trust you. This is also where your more solution-aware content lives. So the viewer already knows the problem. Now they're judging how you think about solving it. And that's the shift. At the top of funnel, the topic does the heavy lifting. At mid-funnel, you do. Think about it like this. A different expert would make a very different video on the same middle of funnel topic. That's a good test for whether something belongs here. The types of videos that work at this stage are things like how I videos, where you walk through how you got a specific result or built a specific system. Or framework walkthroughs, where you explain your signature process. Live audits or teardowns, where you go over real examples. Behind the scenes of your process with clients, and deep dives on your specific methods. This is the binge zone right here. So if the top of funnel did its job, viewers are going to be watching 2 or 3 of these back to back. They're not just learning about your topic anymore. They're learning how you think. They're getting a feel for your style and your approach and the way that you break things down. And that's the kind of stuff that builds enough trust to make the next stage work. So how do you know if a video belongs here in the middle of funnel? Well, it's about a specific approach to solving the problem. Your expertise and perspective are what makes it valuable, and the title only makes sense to someone who already knows the problem exists and wants to fix it. So then your call to action at the end of every mid-funnel video tells them to go and watch a bottom of funnel video next. Something like, want to see what this tool looks like when someone goes through my full process? I put together a complete walkthrough, watch it here. So we're still keeping them on YouTube at this point. The trust is building, but it's not all the way there yet. We got one more leg in the relay to go. So your bottom funnel videos have one job, and that's to prove your method works. At this point, your viewer doesn't need more education. They need evidence. And more teaching actually works against you here because it keeps them in learning mode instead of decision mode. Now, there are 2 main formats that I personally like to use at this stage. The first is client case studies, someone real with a real transformation and measurable results. And this can be as simple as you just talking about a client, where they were when you started, how you helped them, and then the results they got. Or it could be a full interview with that client on camera. Maybe each video here focuses on one person, or it can cover several people in one video. Either way, the viewer sees someone like them getting results with your help, and that's super persuasive. I've done this style of video myself, one where I interviewed David Jackson, he's one of my students, about his amazing YouTube results. And this is Jay Hale's strategy too. So Jay owns a fitness studio, and he basically does a video podcast interviewing his current clients, and that took his close rate from like 17 to 20% all the way up to 60%. And the second bottom funnel format is what I call the walk-up webinar. And this is a conversion monster. So a walk-up webinar is basically just a classic webinar. The only difference is it lives right on your YouTube channel, not behind a sign-up page or an email gate. Anyone can just walk up to it and press play. And inside of that video, you want to walk through your complete system for solving your client's biggest problem. You just want to hit the major milestones, the logical sequence of it, and the reasoning behind each step. But then it's going to segue from the system over to the pitch for your offer. It's not a live webinar, it's not some separate funnel that you have to manage, just sits on YouTube and works for you 24/7. I actually use this myself for my program's launch. I just decided that I was going to put my regular webinar live on my channel for 5 days during the launch window. My goal was to sell 50 spots. I ended up selling 264. That's $131,000 on a single video in 5 days. So how do you know if a video belongs at the bottom of funnel? Well, it stars your clients or features you teaching in a workshop format. The value is proof, not teaching, and only someone seriously considering hiring someone like you would click on it. Now, your call to action at this stage changes. This is the first time in the entire relay where you're gonna send someone off of YouTube. Every previous stage just kept them going deeper but staying on YouTube. But here, the bottom of the funnel, they've seen enough. So at the end of these videos, you just straight up tell them if they want results like this, or if they're ready to get the kind of help that can only be done in real life, click here to book a time with you. And then that's gonna be a link to your website or your booking page. And this feels like a natural next step, not a pitch, because they've been building toward this moment across multiple videos. So this is the final stretch of the relay, and most people don't think about it at all. They just link to their homepage. But the problem with that is, your homepage is really for strangers. This person already knows and trusts you, so don't make them start all over. You should send them to a dedicated page that's just about your offer. Maybe like a short version of what you do, how it works, a testimonial or two, and a way to get started. And the way you do that matters too. So think about how you feel when you want to work with a business, and then the only way to do that is to fill out a form like this. Sometimes they ask for way too much stuff and that stops you. But even if they don't and filling it out's easy, you're left wondering what happens next, right? You pretty much just have to sit and wait for a response. And I can't tell you how many times I've actually filled out something like this and just never heard anything back at all. So yeah, people are skeptical about getting started this way. So instead of putting a passive contact form on the page, I would recommend, embedding a Calendly style booking widget. Connects with your calendar, then you let them pick the best date and time for them. It's a small thing, but psychologically, it just puts them in the driver's seat so they feel more in control and more confident about the timing, and they know exactly what to expect. And that just means you're gonna end up getting way more people who actually show up for the call. So this is the funnel that's tripled my own revenue twice now, and it's gotten me to a place where I'm earning 7 figures a year thanks to YouTube. Everything I just walked you through works, but if you would rather skip the trial and error of it all and have me looking over your shoulder as you build it, that's exactly what my YouTube to Clients Academy is for. Inside of that program, I'm gonna help you get your first 4 videos published in less than 30 days with a repeatable system that you can use over and over again. And the best part of it is, you get the real me looking at your work and helping you with whatever you're stuck on in our weekly small group coaching sessions. So if you want the shortcut and my personal guidance while you take it, this is the program for you. Just click here to learn more, and I do limit monthly enrollments to keep the group small, so if it's closed when you get there, you want to join the wait list so you get the first shot at enrolling next month. So check it out here, and I can't wait to help you inside of the program.